Grand Forks are reacting to the guilty verdict for Solomon Pendleton.
We'll update those smoky conditions, especially in the northern part of the valley.
Plus, Hutch joins us live from Detroit Lakes. Valley News Live at 6 starts right now.
This is Valley News Live at 6.
Go away! Do not come back here.
I will come here any day I goddamn please.
Explosive audio from a North Fargo neighborhood yesterday evening after police say a woman threatened to burn a couple's house down and sodomize their dog.
It happened in the 1200 block of 4th Street North. 28-year-old Blair Witten was arrested, charged with felony terrorizing and misdemeanor possession of marijuana.
Valley News Team's crime and safety reporter Bailey Hurley spoke to the victims today and shows us more of the chilling video that you'll only see here on Valley News Live.
Does it ever end with you?
It was supposed to be a peaceful evening outside with his dog Tuesday when the male victim, who did not want to be named, said 28-year-old Blair Witten came around the corner.
You gotta go.
Witten is known to the victim and his wife, as she's been here before. Seen here in this August 2020 video when the couple says Witten broke into the building's laundry room claiming she was looking for her friend, a man who was murdered in the building back in 2015.
Call the cops. Call them now.
Records show charges were never filed against Witten in that case.
Lady, you gotta leave.
You know where he from?
The victim's video then shows Witten threatened to set fire to his home, as well as warn him not to let his dog outside.
Burn this down. Is that your little white fluffy?
You
Leave him outside one night.
keep going.
I'll sodomize your dog.
You gotta get out of here, you crazy battle axe.
I'm gonna rape your dog in the name of clearing flowers.
Documents say Witten also kicked a dog ornament in the yard and threatened to have people come over and kill the man. The victims did not want to speak with me on camera, but tell me they hope this was Witten's last chance at being a free woman, as they're scared not only for their safety, but the rest of the community if she gets let out, saying Witten, quote, has no regard for anyone or their property, and, quote, she feels entitled to do whatever she wants. In North Fargo, Bailey Hurley, Valley News Live.
Now, Witten is also the woman charged in connection to crashing her ex-boyfriend's funeral and running over grave sites and spray painting a Fargo church's Jesus statue. Witten will be seen in court tomorrow, with prosecutors likely to ask for $20,000 cash-only bail.
Authorities in Beltrami County are asking for your help in determining how a wildfire started northwest of Bemidji. The fire was on both sides of a road about 3.5 miles from Bemidji and spreading to a forested area. 5 planes, 3 helicopters, and more than 80 firefighters were needed to fight that fire. This is a Minnesota DNR, a plane picking up water at a nearby lake. The wildfire is considered to be suspicious. The cause is, so if you saw anything, you're asked to call the Beltrami County Sheriff's Office. Officers remind people to be extra cautious during these extremely dry conditions.
Today up north, wildfires in Canada have been affecting our area. Today, the spot being most affected in the valley by that smoke is up in Grand Forks. That's where we find Valley News Team's Nashay Taylor with a quick look for us. Nashay?
Yeah, Stacey, you can definitely see some of that smoke here in Grand Forks. If you take a look behind me, you can see this building. You can see some of the smoke hovering over the top and lingering throughout the skies. You can also smell it just a little bit, which may make it difficult for some folks to even enjoy their time outdoors. Coming up tonight on Valley News Live, I'll have more on how one senior living facility here in Grand Forks is handling the impacts of that smoke. I'm Nashay Taylor reporting live in Grand Forks. Now let's send it over to Nathan Hopper as he continues to track that smoke in the valley.
Thank you, Nashay. Yeah, you hit the nail on the head there. Smoky conditions making it difficult for some folks to be outside, and that smoke making it all the way down now toward portions of the Hankinson area. Our Dakota Magic Casino Skycam showing, just as Nashay was saying, tough to see some of the tops of those trees thanks to that haze that has settled into portions of the valley. Some of that is actually being detected on visibility sensors, where Grand Forks, that visibility now is 5 miles thanks to that haze. Same for our friends in Bemidji, seeing a 5-mile visibility. at this time in Bemidji, but down into portions of Lakes Country, even seeing some of that haze pushing in and reducing those visibilities a little bit. So the air quality alert for Minnesota, the northern half of Minnesota, does continue through the day on Friday. Now, the state of North Dakota does not issue these, but it will be dangerous, that air quality across our North Dakota neighborhoods through Friday as well. Satellite and radar shows a few clouds passing through the northern valley. We are seeing some activity is just to our west of our viewing area. We're seeing a few spotty showers and storms, not severe at this time, not expecting any severe storms, but we may still see some of those pop up and push through the Devil's Lake Basin or the James River Valley. But Stacy will talk more about the hazy conditions of First Alert Weather Day for tomorrow because of that haze, and also talk about a heat wave we're tracking for next week as well.
A lot to watch for. Thanks, Nathan.
You bet.
We're continuing to cover the trial of Solomon Pendleton, where Grand Forks police officers are responding tonight to the verdicts in that double murder trial surrounding the 2020 killing of one of their officers. After 9.5 hours of deliberation, our jury this afternoon found the 42-year-old Pendleton guilty for the murders of Cody Holte and his mother, Pendleton's mother, Lola Moore. Chief of Police Mark Nelson says, in part, we accept this verdict as the outcome of our justice system, and we will continue to move forward and heal as individuals, an organization, and a community. Following the trial for you has been Valley News Team's JC Dodd, and she joins us now at the newsroom on today's verdict. JC?
We, the jury, duly impaneled and sworn in the above entitled action, do find the defendant, Solomon Corey Pendleton, guilty.
You just heard it, guilty in 7 of the 9 charges against him. Today, a Grand Forks jury delivered a highly anticipated verdict in the double murder trial of Solomon Pendleton. Pendleton was found guilty of murdering his 61-year-old mother, Lola Moore, and Grand Forks police officer Cody Holte in the May 2020 shootout. On top of the murders, he was also convicted of 2 counts of attempted murder against the 2 Grand Forks sheriff's deputies involved in the gunfire, but not guilty of the attempted murder of Grand Forks police officer Pat Torek, who responded as backup with Holte. The jury also found Pendleton not guilty of criminal mischief, but guilty of terrorizing, reckless endangerment, and possession with intent to deliver marijuana. Following the verdict, the judge thanked the jury, saying it was a long, horrendous trial, hoping the jurors never have to sit through something like that again. Mike, Stacy?
All right, thanks so much, JC. Pendleton is set to be sentenced in October.
More than a dozen law enforcement agencies continue to search for murder suspect Eric Reinbold. Investigators say he's suspected in the murder of his wife, Lizette Reinbold, on July 9th. She died of homicidal violence. Eric Reinbold is described as 5'7", 175 pounds. He's balding with sandy brown hair. He should be considered armed and dangerous. If you see him, don't approach him. Call 911, the Pennington County Sheriff's Office at 218-681-6161, or you can call the U.S. Marshals at 1-877-WANTED. A woman is filing a lawsuit against a Moorhead police officer accusing him of using excessive force during an arrest back in 2018. Jennifer Thomas filed the suit against Officer Matthew Lambert, saying Lambert hurt her and violated her civil rights. This is surveillance video from Sanford Hospital on September 9th, nearly 3 years ago. Thomas was arrested after causing a disturbance that prompted the evacuation of the Moorhead Buffalo Wild Wings. Officers found a BB gun on her. She suffered a broken nose and a contusion to her right eye. Charges were previously dismissed against both Officer Lambert and Thomas.
Minnesota's governor visited an elementary school in Burnsville today, kicking off a tour of schools across the state. Governor Tim Walz was joined by the head of Minnesota's Department of Education. This tour is an effort to highlight the state's investment in education through the COVID-19 recovery budget. It includes $1.2 billion in education funding over 4 years.
I got asked very early on, what am I looking forward to towards the end of COVID? I said crowded classrooms with smiling children that are learning. That's the goal where we were at, and so thank you for that.
The governor says the budget's focus is on getting students caught up after a year of distance learning.
Later on Valley News Live at 6, we take you live to Detroit Lakes, where some of the coolest looking cars are on display right now.
And in Fargo, you can see that haze on our Luther Family Ford Skycam, expecting that to hang around for us tonight, with temperatures cooling into the middle 60s or so by about midnight tonight. Then in Grand Forks, expecting that haze to continue this evening as well. A little bit cooler for our friends up in the Northern Valley, with low 60s there after midnight, but we'll break down what you can expect for tomorrow next.